In today's video, I'm going to show you the location of every single elf in the Bloxburg elf hunt, as well as how to start the elf hunt and do the Elder Elves quest, so let's get into it. Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? The Bloxburg elf hunt officially finished an hour or so ago, which means every single elf is now in game, and if you're a player who's waited until the very end to find all the elves at once, then this video is perfect for you. As in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to find all the elf locations from 1 to 16, including what food, drink, or item each elf needs, plus how to actually start the elf hunt and do the Elder Elves quest. But please do keep in mind that if you're doing all of the elves now, you will actually get a lower amount of cash and tickets each time, so you actually only get 1000 cash or 125 tickets per elf instead of 2000 cash or 250 tickets, because you're now doing the elf hunt late, and you'll also get a lower trophy type being silver or gold and a lower amount of Bloxburgs at the end of the hunt too. But anyways, I'm actually on my alt account here. Painty Ninja has made a return for one night only because obviously I've already done the elf hunt on my main, so I've had to switch accounts for this, but we are going to get straight into it, starting with how to obviously join the elf hunt and complete the Elder Elves quest. The first thing you need to do to begin the elf hunt is head over to the town hall over here and just go to the kind of Santa photo area, which is right over here. You can also just teleport to this, so if you click on the winter event button and then you click go to event area, it will actually teleport you to here so you don't have to drive. But this is where you need to be, as this is kind of like the hub of the elf hunt. Most importantly, we have the Elder Elf here with this giant exclamation mark over his head, and you actually have to speak with the Elder Elf to be able to start the hunt and actually see all the elves. So what we're going to do is we are going to speak to him here, and he says, could you lend a hand to an old elf in need? I'm trying to find my family so we can take a picture with Santa. Sure. Some of them are as sweet as cookies, whilst others are as mean as they come. Before we get started, could you bring me a crumbly treat that goes perfectly with milk? And that is the first quest that we need, and for this you actually need to go and get him a normal cookie. And this is what we mean by a normal cookie, so it's just the basic Bloxburg cookies, and you want a singular one of these. To get this cookie, what you want to do is click on a fridge and then click take ingredients, and then if you scroll down a little bit, you will see the cookies here. So what you want to do is just click take on these and then make the cookies, and once you have a plate of them, just take one portion off, and then you'll have a singular cookie like this. So what we're going to do now is bring this back to Elder Elf. Let me hop on my bike here, and we are going to drive back into the town. And then once you're back over here, what you want to do is go up to the Elder Elf and just click on him again and click talk, and he will say, these cookies are the best, sweet, crumbly, and oh so perfect with milk. Thanks for the treat, but my family's still out there and we can't take a picture with Santa until we're all together. Could you help me find them? And then it'll say this, so it says help the Elder Elf each day to track down his family of missing elves. Every elf you find brings exciting rewards, and if you find them all, you'll unlock a shiny trophy to show off your epic elf finding skills. And then we are going to close that, and as you can see, the Elder Elf is now sat over here with his cookie. But once you've done the Elder Elf quest, that means the elf hunt has officially begun for you, and you can now see and take part in the elf hunt. So we are going to get started with all of the elf locations. Let's get started on elf number 1. So the food for elf number 1 is actually once again just the kind of regular Bloxburg cookie, and you can get this, like I said, from the take ingredients tab of your fridge, but you do need to make sure that it is a single cookie like this. So what you want to do is you want to take one of these, and then we can head to the location. And the first elf location is actually hidden at Tom's tree farm, which is just in the middle of the map here, kind of opposite the town. So what you want to do is you want to go in here and kind of go around the side, and you will see this tree on the table, and this is where the elf is sat. He's kind of just sat like on the edge of it here. So what you want to do is give him the cookie, and you will get 1000 money for this. And then what happens is he should disappear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of walk away and let him despawn, as of course the elves only spawn when you're close to them. And then if we walk back, hopefully he should be gone and moved on to the next place. So as you can see, when the elves leave after you've given them the food, they do leave cookie crumbs. So this is a good way to kind of tell that you've got that elf. So let's move on to elf number 2. So elf number 2 actually needs a single holiday cookie, and you can make these cookies by finding a fridge and clicking on it, and then clicking take ingredients and scrolling all the way down until you see holiday cookies. So you just want to make a plate of these, and then of course click on the plate and click take portion to get just a single cookie. So we are going to take this and head to location number 2, and elf number 2 is actually over on Bloxie Acres, which is the houses on the side of Pizza Planet. So what you want to do is just drive behind Pizza Planet and go into here, and it's actually on one of the Bloxie Acres signs. When you go down the road next to pizza, there is a sign, but this is actually the wrong one. So what you want to do to find the right sign is just just keep going down this road and then turn left and drive all the way down here, just all the way down, and you will see that there is a second sign just here. So this is actually the correct sign for the second elf. So once you get close to it, of course, the elf will then spawn, and then what you want to do is give him the cookie and you will get 125 tickets. Then just like before, I'm gonna walk away so he kind of despawns, and then if you go close to him again, he should have moved. Have we got the cookie crumbs? Yes, okay, there we go. So now we can move on to elf number 3. And elf number 3 actually needs the peppermint boba. To get the peppermint boba, what you want to do is go to the boba stand in the middle of the town near the town hall. So if you click on this worker, as you can see, you can buy the peppermint boba tea, and this is what you need to do. But once you have your boba tea, we can head to the third elf's location, and this elf is actually located on the ice rink. So what you want to do is drive down here kind of near Mike's Motors and just go over here to the ice rink, but make sure that you don't walk over the ice rink, as if you go on the ice rink, it will actually get rid of the item in your hand. So what you want to do instead is just drive all the way around to this side, and then once you get to this wreath here, you will see the elf spawn. So can you see him up here, kind of just hidden on here? Then what you want to do is make sure you don't go on the ice and try and give him the boba. And it is pretty tricky on this one because it's really hard to click. So if you're on mobile, you do need to kind of like find a good angle, but if you're on a PC or a laptop, you can just click E like this and it will give it to him automatically, and you get 1000 money. But that is how you do elf number 3, and once again we are just gonna walk away so that he despawns. So let's move on to elf number 4, and the food item that elf number 4 needs is actually a can of beans. To get the can of beans, what you want to do is head into town to the BFF supermarket, and once you go in here, you will actually find a stand full of beans right at the front of the supermarket here. So what you want to do is click on these and click buy canned beans, which will then put the beans in your fridge at home. And to get the beans, what you want to do is go back to your fridge and then click view content, and it will bring up this menu, and once you buy them, they will be shown here. Obviously I don't have a can of these because I did already have them in my hand, but you will be able to take them out the fridge and just carry them like this. And then we are going to go over to the location of elf number 4, which is actually just at the river here. So what you want to do is find the river that kind of runs through Bloxburg, and then go all the way to the top of the river to this kind of dark tunnel thing. And then once you're here, to find the elf, what you want to do is swim under here and go into the darkness, and you will see him kind of just hanging from the roof over here. So we are going to give him the beans and you get 125 tickets. Once again, I'm just going to kind of swim away to get the elf to despawn and move on to the next place. And there we go, he is despawned. So now we can move on to elf number 5, and the item that elf number 5 needs is the peppermint snowman hot chocolate, which looks like this. It's very cute, and to buy these hot chocolates, you can buy them from Tom at his tree farm. He sells them right here, or you can buy them from the said hut, which is just up the mountain behind town hall. But once you have the hot chocolate, you can go to elf number 5's location, which is actually down here at the beach. So what you want to do is just head down to the beach and go to the Ben's ice cream store, which is just this thing over here. And once you're here, what you want to do is just go around the back of it, and the elf is just sat behind it right here. So you want to give him the drink and you get 1000 money. And there we go, I stepped backwards and the elf is now despawned and moved on to the next location. Also, if this video is helpful so far, or you've enjoyed any of my elephant videos or Christmas videos this year, then please make sure to subscribe, or at least check you're subscribed if you think you already are. I'm so close to 100,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate the support if you choose to join our community. But anyways, let's move on to elf number 6. And the item that elf number 6 needs is actually a candy cane, which you can buy from Tom's tree farm here, or you can buy it from the said hut behind town hall up that hill again. But once you have a candy cane, we can move on to elf number 6 location. And for this elf, what you actually want to do is go over to the big kind of mountain near the ice rink, as this one's kind of a tricky location. So what you want to do is just climb up the mountain. You want to go up this ramp here and then up this one again, just all the way to the first kind of like a layer of the mountain, which is here. And once you've reached this point, what you want to do is drive over this way, but instead of going up the second ramp, what you want to do is go around this corner and just drive all the way down here, all the way down right to this, oh, I hit a tree, all the way down right to this very edge here until you see the observatory tunnel below you, as the elf is actually sat on top of it. So what you want to do is jump down and then give the elf the candy cane, and you get 125 tickets. Oh no, I can't get my bike. And then of course we are just going to kind of run away to get him to despawn, so we can move on to elf number 7. And the item elf number 7 needs is just a singular holiday tree brownie. Just like the cookies, the way to get this is to click on a fridge, click take ingredients, and then scroll all the way down until you find it. But do keep in mind, you do need to be a high enough level to be able to cook this, which is a level 4, so I don't actually have it unlocked on my alt yet. Once you have the singular brownie, what we're going to do is we are going to head to this elf's location, and this one is actually near the mountain, just like elf number 6 is. So what you want to do is just head head to this big mountain right near the ice rink, all the way down here across this wooden bridge. And then what you want to do is go over to Lovely Lumber here and go around this corner, just right around the side to where these boxes are. And if you go around here, you will see elf number 7 just kind of hidden behind the boxes down here. So what you want to do is give him the brownie and you get 1000 money. And that is how you do elf number 7. Once again, we are just going to walk over here to get this one to despawn. There we go. I heard the little noise it makes. So if we go back, it shouldn't be there anymore. There we go. It's moved and just left the cookie crumbs. So we can move on to elf number 8. And the item elf number 8 needs is actually a roll of wrapping paper. So what you can do to get this is you can place down this wrapping paper item from build mode and then click on it and then click use to get this roll. Or you can also just get it from your backpack, which is probably easier. So to do this, you want to click on the little person icon, click on the little backpack icon next to skills, and then once this menu opens, you can search for the wrapping paper, which you can unlock for $100, and then it should unlock like this, and you can just click on it to kind of have it in your hand. So once you have your wrapping paper roll, we can head over to elf number 8's location, which is actually once again at the beach area. So what we're going to do is just head to the beach over here. So here we go. Once you kind of get to the beach, what you actually want to do is head over to the blue fishing hut here and just go behind it, as today's elf is actually in one of these little beach huts. You can see him in this one. He's just in the kind of peach colored one. So we are going to go in here and give him the wrapping paper and you get 125 tickets. Then of course we're going to walk over here to get him to despawn, and there we go. He has vanished. So we can move on to elf number 9. The item that elf number 9 needs is actually this kind of little string cheese item here, and you can get this by clicking on a fridge, clicking take quick meal, and then you will see the string cheese. So you just want to take this, and once you have the string cheese in your hand, we can head over to the elf number 9's location, which is actually over a BFF supermarket in the town. So what you want to do is just head over there. So here we are, and then elf number 9 is actually pretty sneaky. It's actually down here next to this bush. So if you go over here, you will be able to see its kind of legs sticking out the bush. So we are just gonna click on it and give it the cheese, and you get 1000 money. Also, if you can hear noise in the background of this recording, my cat is screaming outside my door. But that is how you do elf number 9. And then let's get this to despawn so we can move on to 10. There we go, he is gone, and we are going to move on to elf number 10. Now the item that elf number 10 needs is actually this small present, and you can get this by placing it down in build mode and picking it up, or you can get it from your backpack once again. So if you click on the little person icon and then click the backpack icon, you can just search in present and you'll be able to find this one. And if it's locked, then obviously you can click on this to unlock it and buy it. But once you have your present, we are going to head to elf number 10's location, which is actually up at the campsite. And to get to the campsite, what you want to do is just drive to the back of the map. So I am on Riverside right now. As you can see, the town is over there. I'm kind of in this corner, and this is where it is, but you can obviously get to this just by going to the back of the map from any corner and driving along this road until you find this dirt pathway, and this is where the campsite is. So what you want to do is just head up here and go into the campsite, and the elf is actually to the right near this kind of pink tent. So what you want to do is go over to this tree, and as you can see, the elf is right here. So we are going to give it the gift and you get 125 tickets, but that is where you find elf number 10. Also, I'm pretty sure it'll despawn without you having to walk away from it, but I find it's just quicker to just quickly kind of like go over here and get it to despawn instantly. So there we go, the elf is now moved, and we can move on to elf number 11. Now the item that elf number 11 needs is actually this kind of specific sled, and you can get this by placing it down in build mode, or of course from the backpack. So once again, click on the little person icon, click on the backpack, and then search in sled, and you can see this inner tube sled is what we need. So you can click on this and buy it to unlock it. But once you have the sled, you want to pick it up in your hands, and then we can head to location number 11, which is once again at the beach area. We've had so many beach shelves. So what you want to do is go over to the beach, which is just past the ice rink down here. And this elf is actually in a really tricky spot. This one was really hard to find at the time. But what you want to do is once you get here, you want to jump into the water here and go along to this kind of wooden post directly underneath the Ferris wheel. It's kind of hard to show you, but if you go under here, as you can see, the elf is hanging upside down. So we're going to give it the sled, and you get 1000 money from this one. But yeah, it's in a very strange place. But let's swim over here so we can get this one to despawn. There we go, this one is moved. So let's move on to elf number 12. The item that elf number 12 needs is a singular mince pie. And to get the mince pies, what you want to do is of course go to a fridge, click on take ingredients, and then scroll down until you find the mince pies here. But once again, you do need to be level 4 cooking level to get these, so it is locked for me on my alt account. But once you have your mince pie, we can head to elf number 12's location, and this one is actually near the observatory. And if you don't know how to find that, then what you want to do is go over the river to the riverside kind of plots over here, and then go through this tunnel here. So we are just going to drive through this. This will take you right to the observatory. So we are just gonna drive all the way up here. And then once you're at the observatory here, what you want to do is you actually want to go over here and kind of climb down the cliff face. So we are just gonna walk around here and go to kind of where the curve of the observatory is. And as you can see, the elf is very tiny, but it's sat just under here. So we are gonna give it the mince pie and you get 125 tickets. This one is so adorable because it's just so small. Like, look at him. The mince pie is literally bigger than him. It's so cute. But now that this elf is despawned, we can move on to elf number 13, which is actually my lucky number. And the item that elf number 13 needs is actually this gingerbread latte, which you can get from the Bloxburg's coffee machine appliance on your plot, as well as being able to buy this from Tom's Tree Farm, as well as the sled hut behind Town Hall up that big kind of hill area. But once you have your latte, we can move on to elf number 13's location, and this elf is actually inside the town hall. So we are just gonna drive over here and head inside. So let me get off my bike. So once you go inside, this elf is actually in this plant pot just right in this corner. So if you look around, you will see him just sat here. So we are gonna give him the latte and you get 1,000 money. And then once again, we're gonna get him to despawn. I feel like I'm saying this every single time, but you know. Okay, that elf is now despawned, so we can move on to elf number 14. The item that elf number 14 needs is actually this money bag, and you can get this from placing it down in build mode or from your backpack as well. So obviously, once again, click on the little person icon, click the backpack, and then if you type in money, you can get it from here. And of course, if it's locked, you can buy it. But once you have the bag of money, we are gonna head over to elf number 14's location, and this one is actually at the gas station right at the back of the map. So if we drive up this hill here, it's actually kind of closer to Pizza Side. So if your plot has spawned on Pizza Side, you can get it to it there as well. But we are gonna drive up to kind of like the highway at the back of the map, and you will see it right in this corner. As you can see, like I said, it's right next to all the pizza plots. But we are just gonna head into here. And once you're here, this elf is actually such a tricky one. So what you want to do is go to the worker here, and as you can see, you can just about see his head sticking out of her pocket. So we are gonna give it the money. Once again, it's quite hard to click if you're on mobile, so you will have to kind of angle it. But if you're on PC or laptop like me, you can just click E and it should give it, there we go, and you get 125 tickets. But yeah, this elf is so hard to spot. I actually did manage to find this one so quickly after it moved. I was so proud of myself because it's such a weird kind of place. It kind of almost looks like something in her pocket. But yeah, that is how you find elf number 14. So let's get this one to despawn quickly, and then let's move on to elf number 15. The item that elf number 15 needs is one of these festive fudges, and once again, you can make this by clicking on your fridge and clicking take ingredients. Oh no, I haven't paid my bills. Anyways, clicking take ingredients and then finding the fudge, and you need level 3 to be able to cook this one. But once you have a single piece of fudge, we can head to the location of elf number 15, and this one's actually close by to the riverside plots here. So what you want to do is head over to riverside, these kind of plots over here, and once you're here, what you want to do is go down here as if you were going into the observatory tunnel. But when you get to here, you actually want to turn right and head up this hill, and once you're up here, you will see this dark tunnel, and elf number 15 is actually hiding right in the corner of it over here. So once you go into this tunnel, you will get this neighborhood pop up, but you just want to click off that and you will see the elf sat right down here. So we are going to give it the food, and for this one, I got 2,000 money, but that's only because I'm filming this video at the time that the elf 15 is in the game. Elf 16 hasn't actually come out yet, but once it has, that's when I'll be posting this video. So when you do this, you won't be able to get 2,000 from this elf. It will just be 1,000 like all the other elves I've shown today. But anyways, now that elf number 15's done, we can move on to the final elf, which is elf number 16, which I will be filming in a couple of hours, so I will see you then. So it's a few hours later, and it's finally time for elf number 16, the final elf in the Bloxburg elf hunt. And the food this elf needs is just a regular single cookie again. So we are gonna grab the cookie and head to the final location. Oh my goodness, I can't believe the elf hunt's over. Let me get in my little car. But the location for this elf is actually over at the observatory, and I'm gonna have to drive so slowly in this little thing. But pretty much what you want to do is just head over to the riverside estate, and then once you're over here, you want to head over to that tunnel in the mountain over there. This car is so much slower than my motorbike, but yeah, we're just gonna go through here because the elf today is actually where the noob statue normally is, which is where they used to start the elf hunt, but they haven't for a couple of years. So I think it's really sweet that they've ended it off here, especially as next year, obviously, we're gonna get a map revamp. So I think it's just very cute and nostalgic. But if you go over here, hang on, there we go, it spawned in. Here he is, just a little elf, but he is actually the noob with an elf hat on, which is super cute. But we are gonna give him the cookie, and then you get a trophy and some Bloxburgs. Now, once again, the version of the trophy you get depends depends on when you've done the elf hunt. So I've got the gold one because I've done this elf on time and the 15th one, but if you're doing it after today, then you will get the silver, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that is how you get all of the elves. Now what I'm gonna do is quickly go back to my plot and show you my trophy. So I'm in build mode and my trophy is in my inventory. So here we go. This is my elf hunt trophy. Obviously you may have a different version, but I have the platinum one on my main account, which is a lot prettier. It has like a star on the back, but it's just so adorable. So there we go. That is how you complete the 2024 elf hunt and get your trophy. I hope this video was helpful, and thank you so much for all of the support on my elf hunt videos and Christmas videos in general. Make sure you check out all my other content, as I do post all year round obviously, or maybe I will just see you next year again for the elf hunt, as I know a lot of you just come back every Christmas. But please make sure you're subscribed, or at least check you're subscribed if you think you already are. It's completely free and you can always unsubscribe later, but I will see you all later. I hope you have an amazing Christmas. I love you all so much, glossettes. XOXO, Glossy Gal.